This is First Coast Math Clinic with lesson number 4, writing linear equations in point-slope form from Unit 9, writing linear equations. The goal of this video is to write the linear equation of a line in point-slope form. So when we're talking about point-slope form, our point-slope form is y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. So we're given m, the slope, and we're given x1, y1, which is basically just a point on our line. So let's go through a couple of examples where we write our equation of a line in point-slope form. So we've got our point, x1, y1, and we've got our slope m. So for number 1, we've got our slope m is 2/3, and our point is 1/4. So m is 2/3. x1 is going to be 1. y1 is going to be 4. So we're basically going to substitute those values, right? So m is 2/3. x1 is 1. y1 is 4. So in our equation, we're just going to replace our values. Y minus y1, which is 4, equals m, which is 2/3, times x minus x1, which is 1. And that's it. So we've got our slope here and our x1, y1 value, right? So that's our m, that's our x1, that's our y1. Now, one thing I want to point out, all right, if we look at our point here, 1, 4, our 1 is positive, our 4 is positive, but when we substitute into the equation, the point-slope form, we notice that the sign on our values here and here, right, are negative and negative. So we're going to wind up getting the opposite sign because in our general form, in our formula is minus y1 and minus x1. So because of that, our sign, the sign of our x1, y1 value is going to flip when we substitute it into our equation. So let's just kind of look at like what does this look like if we were just to graph this? Like what does the graph of this look like, right? So we're at 1, 4. So we'll draw a quick graph of this. So 1, 4 is in quadrant 1. So here's our x-axis, here's our y-axis. Draw some tick marks. So x is 1, y is 4. So x is 1, y is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's my initial point, and then my slope, 2/3. So I'm going to go up 2 over 3. So up 2, 1, 2, and then over 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, I kind of drew this by hand, so it's sort of an approximation. So it's up, actually, it should be 2. So that's 2 over 3. And this is the graph of my line, right? So instead of having a y-intercept, a point on the y-axis, we're given a point somewhere on our graph and then another slope, right? Let's go into a couple examples where we write our equation in point-slope form and then draw our graph. All right, so for number 2, we've got a slope of negative 1/4, and our point is negative 2, 7. And we remember our equation in point-slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So let's substitute our values in. So our slope is negative 1/4. x1 is negative 2. y1 is 7. So let's do that substitution. So I'm going to have y minus 7 equals negative 1/4 times x minus negative 2. And let's see if we can rewrite this, right? We have x minus negative 2, right? So I'm going to bring down this left side. And we know that if we're subtracting a negative, right, we can rewrite these using our subtraction rule. keep, change. So this becomes x plus positive 2. So this is going to be our equation of a line in point slope form. Y minus 7 equals negative 1/4 times x plus 2. The number 3, again, y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. So let's start by substituting in. Our slope is 3/5. X1 is negative 5. Y1 is negative 4. So let's substitute our values in. So I get y minus negative 4 equals 3/5 times x minus negative 5. So we've got minus and negative and minus and negative. We know we can use our subtraction rule, keep, change. So this is going to become y plus 4 equals 3/5 and then times x plus 5. So let's create some quick graphs to look at what these equations look like, right? So for number 2, we're starting at negative 2, 7. So this is in quadrant 2, and our slope is negative, so we're going to move down. And number 3, we're at negative, so we're in quadrant 3, and our slope is positive, so our line is going to go up. It's going to increase. So for number 2, I'm just going to draw a small coordinate plane over here with mostly quadrant 1 and 2. So quadrant 1 is going to be right here. Quadrant 2 is going to be here. Let's draw some tick marks. So that's 7. So I want to start at negative 2, 7. So x is negative 2, y is 7, which is going to be right here. Now I'm going to go down 1, so my slope, negative 1 over 4. So I'm going to go down 1, right 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I'm doing that backwards. Going down 4, I should go down 1. So let's go down 1, down 1, and then right 4. So 1, 2, because I started at 2, 3, 4. So right about here, because that's 2. So I went from 2 to 2, negative 2 to 2. So my line should look something like this. So I went down 1 and right 4. So I went from negative 2 to positive 2. Again, just a really rough graph to represent our equation and point slope here. The number 3, so we're starting in quadrant 3 and we're going up. So let's sketch this in. So here's our quadrant 3. We'll start at negative 5, negative 4. So x is negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm right here. My slope is 3 over 5. So I'm going up 3, right 5. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So it's plus 3. And we're going to go over 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to take us right here. But plus, I shall do this up here. Plus 5. Well, let's connect this. And this is our graph for number 3. All right, so starting at negative 5, negative 4, and then going up 3, right 5. All right, so this was a quick 3 example video on writing equations in point slope form when you're given the slope and a point. If you like this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. First Coast Math Clinic.